I got to give honor to God. Just him giving us an opportunity to come out here and to, show his glory on the field every single chance we can get, every single chance I can get. I just praise him for everything, man, and even him getting us out healthy, is the biggest thing for me. But yeah, I just give him glory. But yeah, man, to your question, I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough. That's one that we wanted. That's one that I feel like we had. But then, obviously, just how things went in the game. They came back and got to overtime. So, for us, I know we're all, we're hurt from this one. But yeah.
And that's a really good team, but it's been a couple of those in a row where it coulda, shoulda, wouldas. I mean, how does that feeling not frustrate you guys and build up?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely frustrating. You try not to live in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas because, it comes out to nothing. It comes out to, it's really not good enough. But I mean, for us, I know we had, two great opponents back to back, came down to the wire, but we gotta start finishing games and so we can have the outcome that we want. But yeah, that one is definitely tough to swallow.
What's standing between this offense and the consistency that you guys want to see?
Yeah, I mean, I think we did a lot of good things today. But for us, we got to continue to, just get better at the little things. Always, run game, pass game. You always want to be better. You always want to get better, especially as a player as well. I want to get better for this team. I haven't been playing good enough, and for me, I gotta go back to the drawing board and see what I can do to help us get back to explosive. And shout out Drake and all the O-line, all the guys, even Ty for 2 touchdowns today. That's huge. That's huge for us, man. He's looked, as underrated, but Tyler, but that's my dude. He always brings it. He's such a great teammate, so it's inspiring. But I mean, for us, we gotta try to put the ball in the end zone more so we can get the wins that we want.
Camera was showing Mike at the end of the game, and you could see the frustration on his face. I mean, how do you think he played, and do you try to pick him up if he's feeling that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think he played very well. For me as a teammate to him, it's always my job to continue to encourage him, continue to make sure that his head is always high, because if you always want him to be in a calm state of mind and never too high or too low. But for him, I know it's frustrating, but it is for all of us. We all wanted that win, especially against a team like that. So yeah, it's just tough.
Bijan, what's the key to cleaning up third down? Obviously, that's the way to sustain drives, and today it was 0 for 8.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just on us in the run game. I think we gotta, when we have our opportunities, we gotta make it 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. When we get those run opportunities, and I think that's how we become the explosive offense we want to become, is when we get it to 3rd and shorts, instead of those 3rd and long situations, because we're trying to get back on track. We're trying to put the ball where it could be so much shorter. We can just get the first down. So we'll get better in the run game. We're gonna all watch this film and be like, man, what could we have got better at, and what did we do well at. I think when we do that, then that's when everything will start flowing together.
Apart from the outcome, was this Berlin trip everything you expected and more?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was great. The people here are amazing. They're the nicest people, and they even brought the energy today. It really did feel like a soccer game out there, which is really cool. But it was everything. But obviously, it's the turnout there. Why we're here, we didn't get the job.
You obviously always want to score, but how much did you want it here after how much you've gotten to know the community?
Oh, I mean, of course, you always want to, put the ball in the end zone, and that's why I'll be better, just for this team. But I got to give my guys credit, like Drake putting the ball in the end zone, Tyler 2 times, that's why I love playing this game. I'm such a supportive teammate. I'm supportive of those guys as they're supportive of me when I do it. So it was just so much fun watching them, get the ball in the end zone. I just wish we won it for them, for all of us as a team as well.
Role models for all the American, for all the German kids here. So what does that mean to you, to be a role model for your sport?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. I was a kid looking up to all these guys playing and stuff like that, and then obviously to have the chance to go out here in Germany and play football. Obviously, I wish we was on a different side, of the outcome, but it's just is what it is. It's football at the end of the day. But very, very blessed to be an opportunity in order for, kids to look up, and I guess if they want to follow my footsteps, they can.
So, struggles again on third down. Has there been any kind of common theme to that, you think, in these games, not executing on third down?
I just rule the routes that I got.
Mike frustrated with himself in the post game. How do you think he played, and what do you think this offense can do to support him better?
Again, very, very poised. Drove us down the field. He did his thing, made his calls. And I think he just got to keep on doing what he's doing. Obviously, he's just going to get way better as the games go on and the years progress and stuff like that. But yeah, we got to go out there and try to do a little bit more as receivers get open a little bit better and things like that.
Just passing the halfway point of this season, where do you feel like this team is right now?
We just lost 4 in a row, so not the best. I know you have to ask those questions, but not the best right now.
But from the emotional side, the chemistry side, just how y'all are feeling inside that the fans might not know from the outside, how are you guys doing?
We just lost the game. I don't feel great. So I think I can speak for the rest of the team. They don't feel great either. We just got to get over this hump, try to bring some wins and try to get that first win so we can start the domino effect.
How do you think Mike played?
I think he played well. Obviously, some things we missed as an offense, and we'll get better as we coming up.
4 losses in a row. Does that change the way this team looks at itself, looks at the outlook for its season?
Not at all. It's about the people in the building. It's about us, and we're just looking right and left and know what we need to do as a team and individuals to, get a win this week coming up.
So you might have been asked something similar. What's the mood? What's the feeling after a game like that one? It was exciting. A lot happened, but ultimately it's not the result you guys want.
It sucked. Losing in general and in overtime, this really hurts. We just get back to the drawing board, see what we need to see on tape, and move on.
What's the takeaway from 2 weeks where you guys are right there with 2 teams that have been as good as anybody in the NFL, but ultimately it's 2 losses?
We just need to, like I say, just execute better and get over this hump.
I know it's something you have to look at all the film at, but the last 2 weeks, third down have been an issue. Today was 0 for 8. I think last week 1 for 10. Is there something you can put your finger on in that part of the game?
No, I won't say it's one specific thing. We just need to do better as offense.
What do you think of the overall experience being in Berlin? I know you had a memorable trip to London a couple of years ago. What do you think of this one?
It's pretty cool. It's different. Good scenery.
Did you get try any food? Get to Lenny Krieg's list at all? See any sights?
I tried some chocolate. That was about it.
About your performance then?
I didn't really do much out there. I was trying to do what I can but I had the bad drop at the end with 25 seconds, but I tried to catch it. Just wiggled another time once I grabbed it, but yeah.
Is that going to be the first play you watch back on the film?
No, I'm pretty. There's nothing nobody can do about it,
Advice.
Just gonna watch it from play 1 and figure out the rest. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you guys take forward to the second half of the season now crossing the halfway point?
We gotta start winning some games, So, Ross said it though. That we're in a playoff atmosphere. We can't really.
Yeah.
There's no losing. We got to figure something out and then let the chips fall where they fall. So, but yeah.
Tough loss. We know we just got to get back to the drawing board and correct the mistakes that we made and come back next week ready to go.
You had a middle stretch of the game there where you really quieted them down. What were they able to do to get going, with that long touchdown run and then going forward into overtime?
Yeah, just like I said, we just didn't execute those plays that they got going. We didn't execute those plays, so we just got to do better, At the end of the day, we just got to do better.
It's a lot like what Jalon was just saying a moment ago, but how do you guys get those things fixed? Because now, halfway through the season and with the record is what it is, y'all don't have a huge margin for error.
Just, treating every game like playoff. That's the position we in, and we know that we got to come in next week and get to the drawing board and go out there and play better. It's all want to. Mentally we just got to go out there and lock in on the details, and as a team, we just got to go out there and put our best foot forward and get a W each week.
How does the defense bounce back at the moment when an explosive play happens against y'all?
You have to. You just got to have, especially like for me, it's short-term memory. Like we'll correct it on the sideline. So whatever happens, happens good or bad. But at the end of the day, we always come to the sideline for corrections.
Yeah, I think it's just hard. Obviously, an emotional loss and a tough one that we fought very hard for against a great team. But in the same sense, it's a great team. You can't make mistakes. You can't waste opportunities. You got to play pretty close to perfect to beat a team like that. So obviously, we need to be better. But
Bijan made the guy that Mike was pretty frustrated in the post game. Do you guys feel like you need to do something to support him as a young quarterback when he finally gets his feet under him?
No, I just think he's passionate, and I think that's why we love him, and we're the same way. I think just guys express it differently, and we love Mike, and we have great connection with each other. But each other, I mean like the other 10 guys and him. And so, yeah, I mean, it hurts, and I think it just speaks to how much we care throughout the season.
How close do you think this offense is?
Yeah, I think very. I think we had great rhythm today. At times, I think we really showed a lot of good stuff. In the same sense, though, we left a lot of meat on the bone and a lot of opportunity still to improve on that.
Kaden, it was a pretty crazy game. How do you sum that one up?
Tough, man. Proud of a lot of plays we made. Proud of a lot of the fight we showed. And it's really sad at the outcome and frustrated. I know every man, will look at the different plays that we could have made, the ones that were close, the plays that they made. Props to them, but at the same time, it's almost every team will always look at, in our eyes when they make a play, there's something we could have done better, and so those missed opportunities are gonna sting on this flight home. They're gonna sting next week, but I pray they'll propel us forward.
Is it a similar feeling at all to last week when another team that's been as good as anybody in the NFL that you guys were right there, and does it feel similar?
Yeah, it does. Probably stings a little more because we got about a 9-hour flight on the way home. We got to sit and watch this film and look at it, but yeah, it's frustrating. I know this is a very capable team. Us, I know we're talented. I know we've got coaches that work extremely hard and put good game plans together. I know we've got players that can go out and execute. But right now it's just not happening consistently enough, so it stings, it hurts. And we'll continue to look in the mirror, and we're close. But with 6 losses, we can't be close anymore. It's time to get over the hump and start stacking some wins.
How do you, as one of the leaders of the team, keep everyone in that same attitude? Because I'm sure there are teams that would have gone the other direction in this situation.
Yep. I can already feel it. We're good. Like the belief is still there. We know who we are. We know the capabilities we have. Now it's about consistency. Now it's about perfecting individual processes. Now it's about coming together and again in these tight, close games against good teams, great teams. Us being the team that finds ways to win and has traits that we can rely on no matter what. Like they had Jonathan Taylor, they can keep running the ball and eventually you hit one, right? Great teams have things that they can rely on, that they can fall back on when all else fails. And for us, is continuing to sharpen those traits. We're going to do that.
What happened on your blitz there? How'd you come free on that blitz?
I had the O-line slid away. I had the back. And I had used the bull rush on him earlier, and this time I slipped him with the spin. And I was able to get home. Shout out to Brick for calling the play. Just got to get the ball too, man.
Yeah, later on that Tyler Warren, it looked like they looked at it as was a catch.
Yeah.
Did you feel it was a catch? I know you were fighting for the ball.
That's for. I'm sure they had a real good slow replay, and trust the rest. Made the right call. It is what it is.
And then Taylor, what made him so elusive for you all today?
He's obviously a really good running back. He's on a historic pace. Honestly, it's just too bad his longest run really came on something where a lot of guys stopped playing, myself included, and so that's just unacceptable for us as a defense. Go until you hear the whistle. That's something that's been preached since we were little. So that's what we got to do.
So the stack kind of threw y'all off on there. It looked like because he got.
I think a lot of people thought he was down. The run kind of got stuffed, and you got to go. And props to him. He kept alive, kept going. We should be used to that. We see Bijan every single day in training camp and in practice. We know how hard it is to get one of those guys down. We got to keep hunting to that ball.
Tough loss. I know we struggled. Went into overtime. Our team fought their butts off. Especially coming from the defense side of the ball. We did everything. there's always those little details, though. There's always those little details.
They've been one of the NFL's best offenses this year. What were they able to do to be so effective, especially on the ground?
Right, them being themselves, playing their type of football. And we were ready for that. But like I say, we have that details, and they have those details too. That's why the ball game ended up the way it was at down the wire.
They were also on the field a ton. I think they had 40-plus minutes time of possession. Did that just wear on you guys, especially when they're just pounding the ground game?
Yeah, me personally, I really don't keep up with time possession during the game because it's just I'm in the game. So, but of course, if you want to say that plays a factor, sure. But I just feel like as a defense, just have to execute, and stay sound, and help, play complementary football.
Just past the halfway point of the season, where is this team right now?
In good spirits. We know that it's been a long season. Still halfway mark.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for reminding me. I didn't know that. But I know that us in the locker room, we're still looking at each other like there's no discomfort or doubt in our minds that we can go out there and be the best football team on Sundays when we're playing. So
to have a back-to-back weeks now, you have a sack that James recovers and James has a sack that you recover. How nice is that, and to see you guys making these kind of plays week after week?
Right, it's complimentary football for us. I'm excited for me and James, the opportunity that we have to impact the defense, and like I say, he picked up mine last week and I picked up his. I just know that I have his back regardless. And, that just brings, more morale and a spark to the field.
Last question for me is, this team was not shy about the playoffs being a goal. Is that still a goal? You still feel like that's attainable for this team?
Oh, yeah. I don't just play to to participate. I play to go win. And so, the playoffs for me is still still in sight for me. We still got to keep our foot on gas.
What did you see on the play where Taylor got out for the long touchdown? It looked like he was bottled up, and then he kind of got it run in.
Yeah, I just seen him running, honestly. It looked like everybody on the field going back, watching the play on the sideline. Everybody relaxed. Even the Colts relaxed. So, we just all have to play technically sound football, and just get them on the ground.
How did y'all prepare for the Colts' habits of having explosive plays in the week?
I feel like we prepare like any other week. I don't feel like we harp on. We do bring up, like, hey, they're explosive offense. They're a good team, of course. But, I just feel like the way we prepare for anyone is the way we prepare for everyone. So it's just a week-to-week basis of us, going out in preparation of the week.
What do you think of the Berlin experience? Did you get to see the city at all, try cool foods?
Right. Berlin was very fun. I was just sitting here. I'm like, I would come back personally, with family or friends. Great experience. It's my first time in Europe. So there was a lot of things. I'm like, wow. And then there's people coming at me like, wow, like your accent is so. And then I'm like, wow, your accent. So it was a good experience. Good experience.
Brandon, how are you feeling after this game? It went into overtime, and it was an intensely fought battle throughout 4 quarters and change, but ultimately come out with the loss.
Yeah, I'm hurt. It was a tough game. I feel like everybody on the team fought. Obviously wanted to win, but at the end of the day, there's too many mistakes. Go to bet on defense. Got to get them off the field, and just got to find a way to win.
How do you grapple with all the explosive plays the Colts had?
I mean, we knew JT was a home run back. Biggest thing was just stopping momentum, get everybody to the ball, stop the mush yards, and we see what happens. You don't do that. He's a good back and he makes plays happen. So at the end of the day, we got to do our job.
He still didn't.
What was the overall experience like? What was the crowd like? Certainly a different environment.
No, it was wonderful. The crowd all game, 4 quarters, they were energetic. Seeing country road, all that. It was amazing. I'm very blessed to play in a place like this. Great game. Great atmosphere, great fans. I'll play here again if I had a chance to pick.
Looking forward, just past the halfway point, what does the second half of the season need to look like for you guys to get where you want to go?
Yeah, we got to get a win. That's the biggest thing. That's just, at the end of the day, like, we're here to win. We didn't travel all this way just to come lose a game. You can tell the way you guys played. Everybody played hard. And it's not like nobody's playing lazy. At the end of the day, Colts are a great team. They're 7-2 for a reason. And at the end of the day, playing a team like that, mistakes can happen.
Does it build up, though? Is it hard to keep that positive attitude when a couple close ones in a row and 4 games?
Nah, not really, because, at the end of the day, we see the guys. It was energetic the whole game. Like, there's nobody down, nobody blame each other. So at the end of the day, you just got to keep fighting. And, if you watch the game, really break it down, it comes down to little things, little, like, details. So we just got to figure it out. Watch some film on this flight back, and, we're going to chop it up.
You guys, preseason, were not shy about playoffs is the goal.
Yeah.
Does that stay in the front of your mind? Does that remain a goal for this team?
Always, I don't go into a game saying I'm gonna lose. At the end of the day, I want to win every game, and I'm a winner, and every guy on this team is a winner, and we just gotta go out there and show them that we can win. And it's tough, but it's just gotta figure out a way how to do it.
It was the number 1 scoring offense and number 2 when it comes to total yards. So how much can you learn from this game moving forward?
Yeah, if you see it, like we said, we gotta get the guys down. There's a lot of mush yards that we allow after the first contact. Gotta do better tackling. Gotta do better just not giving these quarterback escape lanes. That killed drives too. Quarterback scrambling all around the field. That kills a lot of drives. So biggest thing is just clean up little things, man. We've got a great defense, great offense, man. And when this thing starts molding together, really, it's gonna be a beautiful thing to watch.
Is there one play in mind you're already itching to go back and watch?
Oh, it's a lot of plays in mind I want to go watch, and a lot of plays I want back out there. So, you got to avoid those type of plays. Like I can't have those many mistakes like that again. So yeah.
Made some good cuts and got up the field. We got to be better and staying in our lane, having lane integrity, and just making those plays that come to us.
Raheem talked about leverage, that it was kind of preached this week in special teams meetings for this special teams return unit. What was the disconnect between what went through in practice and meetings to now?
I think the guy just, made a couple good plays. He cut it outside and, ran away from our leverage and kind of made the play. We just have to, like Ross said, we all have to play our leverage. If we're on the right side, players have to make left shoulder tackles. Left side players have to make right shoulder tackles. It's just playing complementary with one another.
Where does this team feel like you guys are right now, just past the halfway point now at 3-6?
We feel like we just got to get it all together. We got to go on a streak. We're on a bad streak right now. We got to get on a good streak.
What was your overall experience in Berlin? What are you going to take away from something that, is once in a lifetime for some people?
It was history today, So it was amazing to be a part of that, being the first team to come play in Berlin, see some of the stuff that was out here. It's just amazing, the sightseeing. It's a place that I will revisit for sure.
Was this weekend good with getting Zane acclimated to the team and the special teams unit?
Getting hooked?
Zane.
Oh, yeah. We definitely brought him in. We bring every new guy in like family. He's part of the team, so we brought him in as family. Me and him were chopping it up before the game, sitting in the locker room. So definitely brought him in. He's one of us. He's a brother, and just happy to have him here.